Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all those that celebrate. I got one big question today, and that is, how did I end up with these two Nintendo Entertainment Systems? How did I get my hands on these two NESs? Well, I'm about to tell you in this video. Hey everyone, Bloodman Bobby here. Hope you liked the intro with the Winter Olympic mascots. So I'm going to talk about how I ended up with these two NESs. So I'll start by talking about how I got my hands on these systems. So recently, my parents have been doing a lot of cleaning in their office workspace, and they found that there were these two NES systems there and a whole bunch of games that I will get into in a second. They're not sure how they got their hands on the second system, but I'm pretty sure the first system actually came from my mom, because I remember I was once playing Donkey Kong using the Wii's Virtual Console, and she was like, "Oh, I recognize that game. Your cousin used to play that." So I think my cousin had a NES years before I was born, and I know he was quite a bit of a gamer when he lived in the States. He used to have a Sega Dreamcast and a GameCube. So I think that's how they got their hands on one of the systems. They're not sure about the second one. But yeah, I'm really glad to get my hands on these NESs. There was also quite a few accessories that came with them. One of them had the NES Zapper, the light gun. Both systems had both the RF cables and the AV cables. For some reason, the AV cables didn't work with the one we tried, so I had to buy a new one from Amazon. And of course, it came with quite a few controllers. One of which I've got for the video here. I do really like this controller. The Super Nintendo one may be more ergonomic, but this one I actually prefer because the buttons have much better response. For me, the Super Nintendo buttons are a little too stiff for my taste, but these have the D-pad and the B&A buttons have much better click on this. So I really like the NES. Now, how are the conditions of these two systems? I would say they're in pretty decent condition, just like what I said about the PlayStation Vita. Well, actually, not quite. I mean, externally, both systems, they're in similar condition. I would say they're okay. A little dirty, a little dinged up, but otherwise, I would say they're in pretty okay condition. You could see from the sides and the back where the video ports are. This side of the system has the AV cables right over here. So externally, they may look okay. The problem is that when we tried out both systems initially, they both had the infamous blinking light error, which means that these systems had a hard time reading the game cartridges even after cleaning. So I ended up ordering new cartridge pin connectors from Amazon. We only really wanted to fix one of the systems, because in practice we would only use one. I'm keeping the second one for decoration for my videos, so I ended up ordering new cartridge pin connectors on Amazon, and my sister managed to replace this faulty cartridge pin connector with the new one that's currently in our working NES. So I'm really thankful for her. Thank you to Penny. She does a really amazing job. She also does a lot of the illustrations here on this YouTube channel. And even though we managed to get this NES working, I would say a decent amount of the time, I will say that the cartridges do require a bit of cleaning. I realized with these older systems, especially the NES and even my Game Boy, that if the cartridges really aren't super clean, they're not going to work. So be sure to clean out the cartridges before you start playing them. So now, which games did we get with this NES? We played, we tested out each one. The games we got for the system includes Contra, which unfortunately this one we're having, even with cleaning, we're having the most issues with. We can't really start it up. It gets kind of glitchy, so unfortunately we haven't been able to experience Contra all that much. Most of the rest of the games do work, like what happens to be my favorite NES game, Excite Bike. Still a lot of fun to play on the original hardware. We also got Gyromite. This is the other game that we can't really play. Not because the cartridge doesn't work, but because our systems didn't come with Rob the Robot. We do have Mario Brothers, the classic Mario Brothers game. We actually we actually found two of these, two copies of the same game, the combo cartridge that contains Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, which unfortunately we can't play Duck Hunt on our HD TV, but we can still certainly play Super Mario Brothers. However, I am not completely devoid of Duck Hunt. I do actually have that game for my Wii U through its virtual console, because in the Wii U version of Duck Hunt, instead of using the NES zapper, you could actually use the Wii remote to shoot down the ducks. So I've played the game before, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, it features that dog that laughs at you if you miss the ducks. And the last two games that we got are the two Super Mario Brothers sequels, Super Mario Brothers 2 and Super Mario Brothers 3. In case you're wondering, I have played the Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2. I have that for Wii Virtual Console. And yeah, as the legends say, the Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2 is quite a difficult game. So I'm really glad to have this collection. It's a really big surprise for me. We've been having a lot of fun, especially playing Excite Bike and Super Mario Brothers. I'll show some footage for this video. And I'm really glad that we were able to get our hands on an NES, especially because I really like studying video game history. I spent a lot of time learning about the NES and its origins and how it started out as the Famicom, or the family computer, back in Japan. I actually recently did a video talking about how the lead architect of the Famicom, or the NES, Masayuki Uemura, died recently. Rest in peace. So if you want to check out the video to learn more about Uemura, you can do so by clicking on the card right over here. I really do recommend checking it out. Nintendo has a really fascinating history. So I'm really glad to get to check out what really was the system that made Nintendo go international, and it brought them a lot of success, both in and outside of Japan. And what also made the NES significant was that it was seen as one of the game systems that really revitalized the American video game market after the 1983 crash. So yeah, so I'm really glad to finally get our hands on not just one, but also two NESs. I never could have expected something like this would happen. We've been having a lot of fun playing these systems, and so yeah, so really glad to get our hands on these systems, and that I got to share them with you on this Christmas day. I imagine back when the NES came out, it must have been a really hot Christmas item back in like the late 80s, or mid to late 80s, I should say. So yeah, that's our experience with the NES. I hope you enjoyed this video. The next console I'm going to be talking about is the Xbox One S. My dad and sister actually found one for $80, and I'm going to start recording gameplay footage to show you in a future video. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the NES. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you have favorite NES games? Let me know. I am planning on picking up some more games, including Yoshi, a really fun puzzle game, and Urban Champion, which I really like that fighting game. I've played it before, and I want to get the cartridges for both those games in the near future. So until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thank you all for watching. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this Blood Moon Bobby video. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and feel free to leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell to get notified when I release my latest videos. Follow me at Blood Moon Bobby on your favorite social media platforms to take part in polls, see my tech tips, and to hear about my video plans. Thanks for watching.